Steve and I have a 2020 Kia Sportage here in the shop, and we're getting ready to do spark plugs in
We're
it.
going to pop the cover off of this 2020 Kia Sportage. Get that off, and we've got our 4 coil packs right here, and they've got 10 millimeters plus the little squeeze connector, and we're going to take those off. It's got a little locking tab that slides back right here, and then we're going to squeeze the tab and disconnect it. So this is the locking tab we slid back, this little gray tab here. So we might as well do them all. Get that one back, squeeze the tab, slide the connector off. And we'll do this one. This one has the little fuel injector in the way. Let's go with this one. All right, there it is. Okay, get that one off. I'm gonna get a little pocket screwdriver, I think, to slide this one back. I got the fuel line here, so we could take the coil out and move it. I'll just get the little screwdriver and pull it back. All right, let's get the little pick in here. All right, we just slid it back, and we can squeeze the tab down now. Okay, we get the last one off. Let me just tuck these out of the way. And all right, so now I like to crack all of these loose by hand. You know, we'll zip them out with the gun once we crack them loose by hand. We've got this connector here that we should be able to get around, so I'm not going to disconnect it yet. We'll get this other one down here. Okay, all right. Now we'll get the gun, take them out. Okay, we got a nice little tray up here. Get the coil pack, I'm going to pull up. We're going to lay these out one at a time, right here. And we're going to put our dielectric grease in them like we always do, and then silicone spray them. Get this one, we can move this foam aside a little bit. And get this one to pull up. Okay. All right. Let's get these dielectric grease in these, and then we're going to spray these with the silicone spray. We'll show you how we do one. We do all 4 the same. Okay, so just putting a little dash in here, and then we're going to go spray all these with silicone. Okay, all right, so we'll get the silicone spray. I like to spray them over the trash can here. And I'm just gonna give them a soak down, and we'll do all of them like that. All right, I'm gonna crack our plugs loose. We got a regular 5/8 socket on them. And I always take these out by hand. We'll get them so that they're loose, and then we'll put our red Thexton tool on there. That one's pretty loose. Yeah, that one's loose. Let's get the last one loose. All right, let's get the tool on there. All right, we're gonna put the tool down onto the plug. We got them pretty loose. Now we can spin them out by hand. We'll lay them out in order. Take a good look at them. So, yeah, it's got 100,000. It's got some carbon built up on it. You can see they're iridium plugs. Set that one there. Go after the next one. A lot of threads.
Yeah, that was a pretty long plug.
Now this one here is got a little carbon built up on it. So, you know, the customer has said that they've got some oil that's been burning some oil. And in this number 2 cylinder,
All these
we
Kias
can
do.
start to see this carbon build up. This is going to be a big difference on the way the engine runs now because of the way this plug was. So she's going to see a difference. Let's get the last one, see the third one. Oof, this one's getting carboned up too heavy. Let's take a look at the fourth one. And this one's better, but it still got some carbon built up on it. You can see a little bit of the black here. So it's been burning oil, and it's burning it on the plug, and that's why.
So it's getting by the rings.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are the worst.
Yep.
The worst ones here. So we're gonna mark these, and we'll keep them in order. So let's go over to the new set of plugs we got over here. So we've got our new iridium plugs here, and so I checked the gap on the old plug, and because it's, you know, it's worn, the gap is at 40, right? So, you know, when you get these plugs out of the boxes, sometimes the box can get dropped. So I was checking my gap right now. So when we looked at our gap on these, and before I got here with Tony, so I'm at about 35 thousandths, okay? But one of my plugs, the gap, they must have dropped on the corner of the box, and this was pushed down. So you can't just use the plug tool, you'll break the iridium tip right off. So I had to use these tiny pliers and then get in here and grab it like this and slowly bend it back until I got the gap correct. So they're about 35 thousandths the gap on it, but one of them was out of spec. And like I said, if you were to take your gap tool like this and then twist it, you'd break the tip right off the iridium, and then the plug would be no good. And you know, these spark plugs are, because they're iridium, they're $10 a piece.
Yeah, they're not
So
cheap.
they're not cheap. So we checked all of our gaps on all of our plugs, and they were all coming in around 35 thousandths, 36. So they're all the same. And the old plug was over 40 because it's worn. Okay, yeah, right there, 35. Okay. All right, so we're gonna apply some Never-Sees on the threads, and then we're gonna get these plugs back into the hole. And we've got all of our plugs here that we took out that we're gonna mark and put them back in the box. And she's actually gonna go to the dealer and see if they can do something warranty-wise here. So all right, let's get these all. Just need a little bit of Never-Sees on them, not a lot. This last one. Okay. All right, let's get the first one. We'll get this one down in place.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna drop the first one in. Make sure it goes in nice and slow. And we're gonna make sure we start it good. Okay, we got it started. We're gonna run this down as far as we can with the tool, and then we'll put the socket on them. Okay, it's starting to spin, you can feel it. You grab the next plug. Drop this one down. I don't run these in with an air ratchet, you know, we see people do it. I've never been comfortable doing that. For the amount of time it's taken us to tighten these down, it's just worth it, you know. Okay. They're just about there. Okay. Ratchet. Okay, just gonna snug these down. We're gonna go on to the next, and the procedure is the same for all 4 of them. All right, so we've got all our boots here, and we've already pre-lubed them and sprayed them. So we're gonna, it doesn't matter if you keep them in order. I always like to keep them in order. We're gonna push these back down in place, and we're gonna put little never-sees on all of our bolts. Now this one had that connector that was a little tight. So before I push it all the way down, I'm going to take advantage and clip it on and lock the tab down now, and then I can get my bolt in after. And this one didn't seem like this one had a problem, so going down there. We can plug this one in now if we want. And put the locking tab down, and we'll catch the bolts. All right, so we're just gonna put some never-sees on all 4 of these bolts, and we'll be right back. All right, we've got all our bolts never-seized, and we're gonna catch this one. Watch your bubble right there. This one right here. And this one, we got this last one. We can tuck this foam in. So we can take the gun and we can just zip them down so that they're just bottomed, but I hand tighten these. So we're just going to get them so that they're down, and then we hand tighten these.
What size is that socket? 10 mil?
10 millimeter. So just snug these up. Okay, so we've got these 2 plugged in. We can go and plug Plug this one in now. Lay it down, lock the tab. Same thing with this one, slide it down, lock the tab. Okay, so these are all back in. So all the spark plugs are done. You got the nipples sticking up here. There's 4 of them. You got to line up something here to get it going. I usually try and get on one in the back, and then it kind of falls into place. And then you can feel them all locking in. So we've got all 4 locked in place right now.